Hi Cancer, welcome to your May 2017 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. So before I begin the actual tarot reading, I wanted to give you a heads up about some transits that are happening in the month of May for Cancer Sun, and some people are watching it for the rising sign. This would be certainly true with the ascendant because also because I'm talking about astrology. So Venus is going to be in Aries all month long, and Aries happens to be your 10th house of career. So this is really a good place for Venus to be. Venus was here back during the time when before she retrograded. Okay, and that was at the beginning of March. So fast forward a couple of months, she has already turned direct and she's starting to gain ground. But she's still going to be in Aries all month, and that's really good for your career matters because you're getting a second dose of Venus in this house. Venus can give you a leg up when it comes to dealing with superiors, interviewing with companies where you have to put your best foot forward. Money matters. Maybe you had a falling out because of your salary and what you deserve. Venus can bring money. Now Mercury is going direct on May 3rd, so it may be a situation where all of this is more likely to occur towards the end of May rather than at the beginning or midpoint when Mercury is still making up for the degrees that she lost, or I should say he, right? I think Mercury is a guy. So anyway, it could be a time by the end of the month where you see some progress. And for all of us, we may have seen things slow down and then everything starts to kind of get humming. Speaking of humming, I hear the lawn care. I was saying this to Aries. I just filmed Aries. And now that we are well into April, dealing with these leaf blowers and the lawn care is like something I'm going to really have to watch out for. And so I apologize. I hope you can't hear it. And I hope I don't have to turn this off because there's no pause feature on this. So in any case, let's see what else is happening. You're going to have the full moon in Scorpio on the 10th of May. And Scorpio is a fellow water sign. So there's always that sense of affinity when it comes to, especially with a full moon, because that's such a thing we associate with intuitive, the heightened intuition. And the water signs are all about that. So this should be very good for you. This will be in your, okay, let me see. Now, I was thinking it was going to be, oh, you know what? It will be in your 5th house. Your 5th house of romance, Cancer. So what would a full moon bring? Well, first of all, the 5th house can be conceiving a child and recreational sex. So be careful because as a water sign, you're already very fertile. But then add this full moon, it could bring a lot of ability to get pregnant. So in addition to that, maybe some kind of falling in love. I always think you can fall in love during a full moon because there is that sense of heightened awareness. And this extends to people that you realize. This could be a realization that somebody maybe that you know on a platonic level is somebody who is more suitable as a love partner. It can be, if you're dating, it could be a time when you find out something about the person you're dating or you end the relationship. Sometimes it can be endings, but it can be culmination. A culmination. You're dating someone, you realize you've fallen in love with that person. I tend to think of it as a romantic time myself, not ending relationships, but it does work that way as well. I've had people I've had, you know, people say that they ended relationships during full moons or lunar eclipses, which is like a very powerful full moon. Okay. And then at the end of the month, there's going to be a new moon in Gemini happening on the 25th of the month. So Gemini is the sign before you, and this means it's in your 12th house. Again, this is a water house. This is Pisces' natural house. So it's a house that you can, just by the nature of what you are as a Cancer, can appreciate the house of past lives, of in some cases it can be martyrdom, suffering, transcendence, just a very mystical energy. You can have very prophetic dreams at this time. That might be more for the full moon, so maybe with the new moon it's more of a case, because I think new moons, it's not so much intuition as initiative. So it could be that you are guided to do something related to your spiritual path. Maybe you don't even have a spiritual path, and I was going to say you just stumble upon something, but it's really not that random. I think if it's happening, it's probably happening by design. And then, you know, you're able to experience something that enriches you on many levels. So that would be really wonderful. Yeah, that sound is getting louder, so we'll see. It's not a very pleasant sound. So I'm doing a new spread where I am putting cards in different places, but it can still be similar in some ways, you know. It's not going to necessarily be all that different. I just wanted to do something different this month. And I've been getting a lot of the same cards. I really cut these cards, so it's not like I'm just picking the same ones over and over again because I didn't shuffle at all. I'm not really good at shuffling, but I do try to cut them and, you know, just pick ones. Okay. So I just wanted to tell you the placements of these cards. The top row represents the past as it affects the current month, which is the middle row. The past influences I have come to suspect by doing these readings for other signs so far is that it could even be something that happens in May. That leads to the heart of the matter, which is going to be the Ace of Wands. And then the bottom row can be symbolic of the outcome or guidance for the outcome. And also people, places, and things related to the outcome. Outcome being a very flexible word, because we don't want to assume that everything is engraved in stone in our lives and that we have no options. I think it's all about options, and that's what I was talking about when I said the bottom row. People, places, and things. So the heart of the matter is the Ace of Wands. This is a really great card for new beginnings. So for Cancer people who are really trying to start something, you're probably going to be so excited, passionate about something, really feeling a sense of renewal and wanting, just raring to go, really chomping at the bit. This could even be with a romance. It could be anything new, a new business, a new romance, new career. I do see here with the Eight of Pentacles that you're hard at work at something, you're really working on it. I do think that overall there are a lot of pentacles. This could be career-oriented. Being a general reading, it can be involving anything or everything. But sometimes it's one thing that seems to be really emphasized. So for me, maybe for some of you, this is going to be a great career month. And the Eight of Pentacles can indicate material success, but there's a lot of perfecting something. Maybe you've been trying to launch something and you have to make sure it's just perfect. So you're kind of, you know, like let's say it was a store or something. Everything has to be in order. You do have this King of Cups. If this is a person, which the court cards often are, this could be an older male who is mature, could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or has that in his makeup and makes him a very mature, emotionally secure person who is very caring and who tends to be very concerned about others' welfare. Sometimes this can be a counselor, somebody that you go to talk to about your problems, or a priest, a pastor. But it can be a boss who is very, very helpful and soothing and nurturing to his employees. And maybe this was something that has been a godsend to you. With the Ace of Wands, I sometimes get that people are starting their own businesses, though, or their own careers, that it's not necessarily working for somebody else. So that King of Cups might be somebody who is a great person to pick their brain, who's willing to help you in that area, but it may be somebody that you're going for healing work, just something totally different from career matters, just is helping you to achieve these things. You know, maybe an energy healer, a massage therapist, anybody along those lines, the healing professions, and the Wheel of Fortune in the past position. So this can be that you have become really aligned with your purpose, and you feel that sense of not being kind of out of sorts, of everything kind of flowing just the way that you want it, Cancer. And it can be just a general feeling of well-being. Along with the Ace of Wands, what is happening right now is the Two of Pentacles. A lot of adjusting life, trying to fit everything in. You could be working 2 jobs, and so maybe with the Ace of Wands, you're starting your own business, but you're still working at another place, and you have an understanding boss who knows what you're doing and is not put off by it, but is actually encouraging you. So the Two of Pentacles can indicate that you might be afraid that you don't have enough time, that you are kind of overextended. When it's in the reverse position, I think it's more of that case. Maybe it's also a job offer that you are weighing that's coming from a long distance. Also at this time, the King of Wands is a card connected to somebody in authority. This is a great leader, but there's passion associated with this person. So whether this is a facet of yourself where you feel self-empowered, or whether this is actually someone that you are turning to, both of these, if these are other people, they are very, I think, good influences on your life. For some of you, you may be starting a relationship with a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The King of Cups could be perhaps you turning to a counselor because maybe you are married. Maybe you're with somebody else and you're trying to make it work. When I see the Eight of Pentacles and I'm thinking of love, I think of somebody who's trying really hard to make something work. And usually I see that as a lost cause, because I feel like they can be, when you're trying to make something work, it can end up being that you're trying too hard and it's not really meant to be. In what's coming in, or I was going to say in the near future, these could be people, places, or things. This is a card with that Ace of Wands of you really on a creative streak, really trying to make something happen and doing a really good job so far. You're still doing it. You may enlist the services of other people to help you, but there's a lot of inspired action that you're taking. It may be talking about, with the number 3, it may be talking about love triangles. If you are involved with, if one of the people that you're involved with is an earth sign, and that was in the top row, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you may be still trying to make it work, but then we have the Judgment card, and that would indicate possible legal situation, maybe a legal separation. I definitely see for love relationships that could be, because then we have the nine of coins or pentacles, which can indicate somebody who is solitary. Let's say a woman who is supporting herself and is not, so that could be like you leaving a marriage that no longer works. But with the middle row, either you have a new person that you're crazy about, or you're a business idea that you're crazy about, and your life is experiencing a lot of changes. Actually, with the Wheel of Fortune, they're going to be very good changes where everything just starts to come together. So definitely either way, whether this is business or pleasure, there are enough cards here to suggest financial abundance in May. So we'll see what happens. Cancer, if you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great May. Bye.